Hi everyone, my name is Brian. This is my first video in a series where my goal is to um, achieve financial freedom. I have been day trading for about 3 months. I started back in April, and it's been a roller coaster so far. Um, I'm trading small cap stocks, breaking news. And my strategy basically is to buy 9 EMA pullbacks of the front end of the move. Um, the first month, I lost money, but now I'm starting to see a little bit of a turnaround. Um, right now, I'm not technically paper trading, but I'm trading with one share. But the difference between making 15 cents a trade and $150 a trade really is the share size. So I am going to start with just one share. If I can prove profitability after about a month, I'll increase my share size to 10, and then the next milestone will be 100 shares, and then the milestone after that will be 1,000. And then if I can grow my account considerably, I could even buy 10,000 shares. But that is a ways away. I don't have the capital for that right now. So since the PDT rule ended in June, I opened a margin account so I could have unlimited day trades. But what I'm doing to basically paper trade is I threw the majority of uh, my capital into just index tracking funds. Like I've got VTI, IWM, DIA, QQQ, SPYM, and that is basically where all my money is. And with the $20, I'm trading just one share at a time. And again, that's just to prove profitability. Once I hit those milestones and my confidence increases, I'm gonna sell out of some of these index funds and start trading with larger share sizes. So let me take you through the first trade I took today. First trade I took was on HSCS, Heart Sciences, and this was in pre-market. I mainly trade pre-market. I don't really do well uh, after the bell rings, and that's because of the strategy I'm using. It's breaking news. So um, 7:30 a.m. hits, 7:30 Eastern time, and this stock hits my scanner for two reasons. One, we have a large green candle on the 1 minute chart, and then secondly, we had a press release, news. What exactly was the news? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the news was. It was something. Apparently, it got people in. I was up at since 7 o'clock, and after 30 minutes, there's really nothing to trade. Uh, but it's hard to tell where exactly I bought in, but I was able to make about 26 cents a share on this. So again, if you were to if that were 10 shares, it'd be $2. 100 shares, $26. 1,000 shares, that's a $260 trade. So it's pretty good. I'm gonna pull over my second screen so we can kind of zoom in on this point in time. This is kind of what it looks like. News hits, stock jumps, and right here we're seeing kind of some weakness right here. I don't buy here, I don't buy here, and when it comes down and hits the 9 EMA and then gets bought back up, I'm like, okay, this thing has potential. So where exactly did I buy? And I think I bought it at 290, which was about right there. Okay, right here. So jumps up, sells, sells. We're seeing some buying pressure again, drops, buying pressure, and then when this candle breaks this line of resistance here, I punch it. I punch it. I hit the buy button. Boom, it rips. It rips up to 338 a share. And I hit my sell order somewhere into strength. As this is showing strength, I hit the sell button. Okay? And then I just watch it. I watch it slowly fade. All these uh, topping tails here is kind of a sign of weakness, and I kind of just I'm like, all right, this is a win. And when we lost a 9 EMA here, I really just looked away. I'm like, I'm not really interested in playing this anymore. Yeah, we got some movement, but we have more resistance at $3.40. Again, it's just hitting that resistance. If Here's a 5-minute chart, and even after the this is on the 5-minute. So again, we're getting that 340, and it never really can close above 340 the rest of the day. This is after the bell rings here. So I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe people, if we scroll back, I mean, this thing in the past few months has never broken out of 340, you know? So my guess is likely this company came out with news for the purpose of selling their stock. They're like, we're going to put out a headline, pump up some interest in our stock, and then we're going to sell. So the company itself likely has a sell order right here at 340, and it can just never break through the ceiling here. That's my guess. My guess on what's going on here and why it couldn't really sustain. It looked like it broke above here for a second, right, on the 10-second chart, but you can't really go with that. What was that over here? Somewhere in the 5-minute. All right, let's move on to the next trade I took. The next trade I took was on ICCM. Again, this was on breaking news. Let's see, it was at 811. Okay, it was in this candle here. All right, this one popped up on my scanner. Again, pretty much for the whole morning, the thing is just flat. If you scroll out, yeah, this thing hasn't. There's news back here on the 22nd. There's probably news here making it jump up to $8, 838. But we're gonna look at what happened today specifically. So my scanner hits, boom, pops up. Pops up. People are taking profit here. Hits the 9 EMA, rips again. I bought it at about 721. Where was that? And likely what happened was I actually hit the buy button here, but because of slippage, it filled up at 721. It's just how it works. I mean, this is a 1-minute candle. This thing just flew. I don't know, 50% in 2 minutes. Let's go over to the 10-second chart and kind of see what that looked like here. Let's bring up the 10-second. This is a 10-second chart. So I think it hit my scanner around this zone right here. It comes up, hits off the 9 EMA, pushes higher, hits off the 9 EMA, and I'm pretty sure I hit the buy button right here off of these 9 EMAs, right? So it's flying, flying, flying. I'm nervous here. It's extended. Again, a little bit nervous, not really sure when you see these kind of candles. Sometimes it can be a good sign, but other times you don't know. And when it hit this 9 EMA and jumped up, that I really felt confident. So I think I hit the buy button right about here. And then again, it rips way up to 780. So I bought here and I sold up here. It did push a little higher, but we're not trying to catch the whole move. We just want to catch a piece of the move. So you can't. Some of the mistakes I've made in the past is it's like I'm trying to play this thing the whole way up, and then what ends up happening is a pullback, right? You get a pullback. Someone made money here, And then someone probably bought this pullback here, but what ended up happening is it dropped, came up, down, dropped again, and the next thing you know, you're caught in a knife. Boom, someone lost a lot of money here. And this is a 10-second. Let's see what that looks like on the 1 minute. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that red candle. That's wild. So somebody bought this pullback thinking it was going to go back up, and then boom, knifed. That's horrible. Sorry for that person. So that's kind of the play I took on this one. And then I took one more final trade. At this point, I'm up about 80 cents. 80 cents when you're playing with one share, that's really good. If that were 1,000 shares, it's $800. And the last trade I took was here on Ridge Tech. I think there was some news this morning. By the time I was up and trading, let's see. It was about here by the time I was trading, so I missed the initial move. This entire run here, I missed it. I would love to play it, back here. Look, this is some really clean price action back here, the whole way up. You can kind of tell that it's reversing because of these tails here, right? And then once this 9 EMA got lost, investors lost confidence and it just rolled over. But why did I think this was a good buy? So the bell hits. Sometimes off the bell you can get these really explosive moves because people will wake up, like normal people, they'll wake up, they'll put in a buy order, they'll you're like, oh, this company is doing some kind of AI data center build out, so and it's $2. It's like, oh, we're gonna throw in a buy order. So oftentimes what you have happen is right when the bell rings, a bunch of buy orders go through, and this thing will halt up. It'll squeeze so high this thing will halt up. So I'm like hoping that was the case. So we had it started to go up. I think it hit my scanner about right here. And I think I bought this pullback right here. Yeah. I bought this pullback. It kind of bounces around. And I think I sell on this candle. And it's a good thing I did because it just kept going down. So I lost about 20 cents a share. I'm still up. I'm still up 69 cents on the day on one share. So that's good. Again, I like to think about this as if I had taken a larger share size, what would that have been? Because that's the whole point of this, is because I'm trying to graduate this beginner phase and move on. You can get a little bit more clarity here on the 10-second chart on what exactly happened. Yeah, so what did happen? Oh, I need to see the exact timing. 9:30. I bought it at 9:33 and sold it at 9:35. This is the wrong chart. Okay. This is a 10-second. 9:33. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it made this big move here. Pretty clean price action, right? Rips, bounces off the 9 EMA. We have pullbacks. Buyers are buying up these dips. And again, look at how clean that is. It's beautiful. That is beautiful. It's extended here. I didn't buy it here because it was too extended. And I think I bought, yeah, 9:33 exactly. I must have bought this candle right here. Or was it here? No, I think I bought this candle right here. It hits the 9 EMA, launches up. This kind of made me nervous here. This kind of flat. We got a lot of red candles. It's flat. This shows strength, right? Shows strength. Comes down, hits the 9. I'm like, all right, I'm going to punch it. I'm going to buy. It goes up. I think I was up 5 or 10 cents here, and I thought I could make more. I really did. And then on this candle, again, I let it drop to the 21 EMA, but because buyers were buying it back, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit in this for a bit longer. Keeps the 9, coming down. It's keeping the 9, and I think right here is where I sold it because it lost the 21 EMA. And again, good thing I sold it because about 2 minutes after I sold it, it knifes down. Boom, right here. This is a 10-second candle knife. That's scary. And then the rest of the day, here's a 5-minute chart. The rest of the day, it's just does nothing. Just unwinds, sits here, and it's just chopping. There's almost no volume in this thing. 46,000 shares traded compared to 11 million shares on the opening bell. So those are the trades I took. I had some wins, I had some losses. I kept to my strategy. I'm done trading for the day for 2 reasons. One, the main reason is I gave back about 11 cents of profit. It's about 10%. I gave back about 10% of my profit on the day. And then also, after the opening bell, I have stated previously that I don't always do well off the opening bell. And part of that reason is I like to play that very first move off of breaking news. And very quickly, I will show you my scanner just because I keep saying it popped up on my scanner. I'm using Charts Watcher. And this is what it looks like.
CENA.
So this
QNRX.
will scan the
SILO.
market once a second, and like RTB is moving right now. See? And it basically tells me what's moving. I've got biggest gainers. Okay, I have biggest gainers. And then this is the main one that I use here. It's news. Like, when did news come out? Like Atlantic International had news at 8 a.m. So this was pre-market. It must have been, if I had to guess, I'm not going to sit here and go through it, but this was probably the news right here. Boom, launches up. This was a candidate that I could have played it. I didn't, but I could have. Look at that move. Wow. That's a really powerful move right there. Thanks for joining me. This is my first video. I am not going to do any editing, mainly because I don't really have experience in it. I plan on filming these videos daily, and partially for myself, and then partially if any entertainment for others that want to watch someone learning. I would appreciate any tips that anyone has for me. Thank you. This is Brian signing off.